Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning from wherever you are. And Henry Cavill is out as Superman. James Gunn has decided to take Superman in a old new direction. And before we go into that, first of all, I want to say, the meltdown by the Snyder fanboys is delicious. I love it. I'm very sorry, but I do not like the Snyder fanboys at all. I find them insufferable, delusional, and I don't see them as genuine DC comic book fans, because you can't be both, because Snyder has never done the DC comic book any justice. He's Snydered them, and in a bad way. So seeing their meltdown, I love it. On the other hand, we have a stupid decision by James Gunn, because Henry Cavill is not a national treasure to this country, but an international treasure. He's borderless, beloved by all as Geralt the Witcher, and just a genuinely nice bloke, considering his elitist upbringing. Okay, but he's beloved, and he's beloved among geekdom because he is a geek. And no, none of us look at him and think, yes, I look just like Henry Cavill. We know that, his love for Warhammer, his love, my brother is a huge Warhammer fan. And so I know about the franchise, and I know what it meant to him growing up as a kid. And seeing Henry Cavill as just a big fan of that, a big fan of The Witcher, and a big fan of fantasy stuff in general. So if I'm him, I'll just start my own production company, buy the Warhammer franchise, and make my films or series, or any other fantasy stuff that he loves. If I'm him, I've got the capital, snag all the licenses, and just build your world that way. Okay, Henry Cavill's going to be fine. He can also do Sherlock Holmes, because he was phenomenal as the character in Enola Holmes. Two films that I absolutely love, and I want to see more of those films. And I also want to see a spin-off with Cavill as Sherlock Holmes. I don't want to see Guy Ritchie's fucking garbage Sherlock Holmes films. Thank you very much. No. Okay, so Henry Cavill is going to be fine. So I don't really care that he's not going to be Superman anymore. I don't care that he's not going to be Geralt from Witcher anymore. We'll follow him in whatever he does, and I'm sure he's going to knock it out the park, as long as he's got competent writers and is allowed some creative freedom as well. What I am a bit sour about, though, is the fact that we're getting yet another Superman origin story, and they're saying it's not. It's him in his younger years. This is he's coming into Metropolis and working for the Daily Planet and all this kind of stuff, and it's just oh, good. So we're getting the same thing we've had 1,000 times before. We're getting Smallville. We're getting Lois and Clark again. I mean, we've seen this 1,000 times. We saw it in the Richard Donner films. We saw it in Man of Steel. Well, it was right at the end of Man of Steel that we got that bit where he enters Daily Planet. But we've seen this a million times. What's he going to do? He's going to go there. He's going to have to play this kind of silly, joke-laden idiot that I'm sure James Gunn is going to write and make me want to gouge my ears out. And then we're going to have Lex fucking Luthor again. And then we're going to have, the kryptonite stuff. And then we're going to have slapping some thugs. And all this is just oh, come on, man. Seriously, we've been there a million times. They should have... The only reason they should have stuck with Cavill mainly is to keep the established Superman and have him go cosmic, out of the planet, fighting big fucking villains, like Brainiac. Everyone wants him to fight off Brainiac or Mongol or big planetary things, just not in this, not here. And if here, then big fucking villains, okay? He's established. He's a beast, But no, we're going right back to the same old well again of unoriginality. And the main reason for this is because James Gunn is a big Superman fan. So he wants to put his stamp on this. But the problem is, it's a stamp that we've had 1,000 times. And if I was James Gunn, I would have done a different kind of stamp. And that is the stamp of continuation. Even if it meant recasting Henry Cavill and taking Superman in your own world and completely deleting all the fucking actors that are in that bloody cancerous Snyderverse that needs to go, you could still have it with an older Superman that's established facing off, bigger foes. How many times we're going to see him fight against Slaphead Luthor? That's what annoys me about this decision. And then what's going to happen with Shazam? Given that Zachary Levi is friends with both Gunn and who's produced the shitty Shazam films, and now they're going to scrap him. They're going to keep him. Scrap him, please. Absolutely scrap him. I don't even want the Shazam films at all. But we know that The Rock probably won't come back as Black Adam anymore. So that ego flex of his is out the window, trying to establish a kind of new face of the franchise. It's just not going to happen, and he was stupid to think it was ever going to happen. So he's out. Gal Gadot is probably going to be out. She might do Wonder Woman 3 and then bow out. Thankfully, Momoa is going to be gone as Aquabro, so that's good. Because what you got left, Ray Fisher, no one's going to touch him after his outburst. And by the way, shout out to Ray Fisher, because it took a lot of balls for someone that young to come out and do what he did, and I commend him immensely for it. I don't care if he still talks about it and whines about it. I think it's great that he got it out there and just took a sledgehammer to Joss Whedon's balls, because fuck that guy, I've never liked him. Nothing against, as a director he's good, but my problem with some directors is they're good at directing, but they suck at writing, and Whedon sucked at writing, and I don't care what anyone says, he is a terrible writer, quippy crap. So, and then you've got Ezra Miller, who is, need I say more? That guy should be locked up. So, yeah, reset that whole universe. Get rid of it. We don't need it. But for the love of God, at least do something original rather than Metropolis, Lois Lane, Lex Luthor. It's been done a million times. We don't need it anymore. Anyway, more news should be coming out about the direction that James Gunn is going to take it. It's going to be hilarious to see, and we'll keep you all posted. And don't forget to, subscribe, likes, and greatest YouTube channel you've probably never heard of, and let normality resume. Bye.